Kinley's a walrus. Okay, so we've got all of our sushi, and Ben has doctored up his ginger and wasabi and with some soy sauce, and everybody's ready to take a bite. Ooh, good job, Kinley. Making some of the dipping sauces and the toppings for our sushi. We are going to make some spicy mayo and put some pickled ginger in a bowl, and we're also going to mix up some wasabi. To start with the spicy mayo, I don't use a recipe. I don't like recipes. I would rather just kind of try it and see what I like. And so all I do for spicy mayo is mayonnaise. Also, what I like about not using a recipe is you kind of can make how much you think your family will use instead of making a recipe that may be too small or too big and you don't really know how much it is. It's easier just to eyeball it in the bowl. And so that's the way I like to do it so that I'm not wasteful. So this is about how much I put in the bowl for my family, if you can see, just kind of a big spoonful. And then we're just going to add some sriracha. Hopefully this won't spray all over me today. Okay, and I just put about that much. We're going to stir it up, and you can taste it. You can decide if you want to add more, if you like it with a little more kick, or if you like it just like this. I keep mine somewhat bland. I mean, it's still got a kick, but it's not as spicy as some that I've had in some restaurants, because I don't like things too spicy. But I definitely like the spicy mayonnaise to go on top of my sushi. Okay, and so it's kind of an orange color. Boy, in there it looks like it's yellow. There we go. It's kind of orange. I'm gonna add just a smidgen more. So keep out our sriracha to add on top. Ben especially likes to add this on top of his sushi. He also really likes pickled ginger, and it took me quite a while to find this as well. They have this on Amazon, so I will put the link in the description. So it's just pickled ginger. This brand happens to be Sushi Chef. Let's try to talk well. Okay, and so you just put some in the bowl. And again, like I said, Ben's the only one that really eats the pickled ginger. I like it, but he really likes it. So we make sure to just put in the bowl what he would want. Wow, that is a monstrous piece. I've never seen a piece of pickled ginger this large. Wasabi was another really tricky one for me to find. I finally got this powdered wasabi. It says on it that it's powdered horseradish. It is a little bit green in color, if you can see that. And so all I do, the reason I love this, I'm sure they have it that's already prepared, but this way it stays in my cupboard and I can make it when we need it, because again, he's the only one that eats it. So for me to get a big, huge container of prepared wasabi would probably not be very smart, because we would end up wasting it. So you just pour some in the bowl. And again, they have a recipe on the side, but I always eyeball it because I want to make how much I want to make. And then you just add water until it gets to the right consistency. This way, if you like it a little thinner, if you like it a little thicker, you can kind of do either way. So I'll just add some water. Okay, so I've got some kind of thick wasabi paste here. That will be great. Oh, the smell is incredible. It really is. It smells so good. And Ben will like to have that on his sushi with the pickled ginger, and I will be having the spicy mayo and sriracha as well. And those are going to be our toppings. I will leave the link down in the description for the powdered wasabi on Amazon, as well as the pickled ginger. And I also will for the bazooka gadget that we are going to use next to make our sushi. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start cutting up our ingredients that will be going inside the sushi. We are going to be having imitation crab meat and cream cheese, cucumbers, avocados, and then rice. So I have some cucumber pieces that I've kind of cut like this. My cucumber is already cut in half, so you could leave it whole if you wanted to. So Ben is just finishing cutting up the crab meat. We have the cucumbers and avocado and the crab meat all ready to go into our sushi rolls. And we have some cream cheese here and our rice. And I wanted to show you what rice we bought. I have made sushi rolls before with just regular rice that I had in the cupboard, because that was the easiest. But when I really looked it up, they say that the best is this Cal Rose rice. It's a little more expensive, and it's very interesting the way you make it. Instead of it being 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water, it's 1.5 cups of rice to 2 cups of water. So only that little bit of water to soak it up. But it makes this really nice sticky rice that goes super well inside of sushi. And we are using, I don't even know what that brand is. I got this at Wegmans. We typically get our sushi, our nori rolls, nori paper, I'm not sure what it's called, off of Amazon. Seaweed, there we go. We usually get our seaweed off of Amazon. And I have bought it in our local grocery store, but it was about $6 for this itty bitty tiny package, and it wasn't very good. And like I said, I just found this at Wegmans, so I'm excited to try this brand. I will put a link for the seaweed in the description as well, and also for the rice, because you can purchase this rice on Amazon and have it delivered right to your door, which is totally awesome. And we're gonna get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have your seaweed close by, and you always put the shiny side down. We're not sure why, it just said to do that. Okay, and in the instructions for the bazooka, it says to put about 1/4 of a cup in each side of the tool. We feel that it's better just to kind of eyeball it. Again, I know I don't follow instructions. The reason that we do this is because if you put that much rice in there, it seems to be so much rice and hardly any inside ingredients. And so we like to put a little bit less. But then you kind of push it down. It recommends using the tool on the other side. If you spray it with a little bit of cooking spray, that you can use it to make a little tunnel in the middle of your rice. But like Ben just showed you, you can also just use a spoon, which is much easier. And then you just start loading in your toppings, whatever you want inside. We're using imitation crab and cucumber and some avocado. And he's just putting half of the ingredients on one side and half on the other. And now he's adding some cream cheese. And a little more cucumber. Okay. You also want to have a bowl of water nearby that you can dip your fingers in, and it helps with the wrapping of the sushi. So you didn't put the end on, huh? There you go. You put the end cap on and you twist it. You close it shut and clamp the little clamps closed. And then you're going to twist just until it feels nice and tight. And you get it pushed in there. You can just feel it. Oh, that probably is good. You take the end off, and then you're going to just put it right out. Right out on the seaweed. And it takes a couple times to make sure you get it in the right spot, because see how this one is ever so slightly overlapped on one side and not on the other, but it doesn't matter, it's close enough. And some seaweed is longer than others, some is shorter, it's just the way it is. So then he just rolls it up like this, and he's gonna dip his fingers to get the seaweed just a little bit wet, and that helps with it adhering to the other part, and it rolls up in a cute little roll. There he goes. So it also recommended in there, which is something that we've never done before, and we didn't even know, that it's best to let your it's best to let your sushi rolls sit for, I think it said about 10 minutes before you cut them. We have occasionally rolled them up and then started to cut them up because we were excited to eat them, and it's very difficult to cut. So if you let them sit for just a little bit, then they'll cut so much smoother for you. So Ben's gonna load it up again, load up this Sushi bazooka. And again, I'll have that link for Amazon down in the description so you can go check it out.
How much was it?
I'm not sure exactly how much it was. I feel like when I got it, it was around $15. I want to say 12, but I'm not positive. I know it was under 20 bucks. And we previously had purchased the bamboo mat, and we tried using that, but that was a whole lot more difficult for us. We couldn't quite get the hang of it. And so I decided to try this. My sister had one, and she said it was awesome. And so we just love it. We think it's really, really good. Really helpful to make nice looking sushi. And he's just gonna load it up with all the good stuff inside. And you really can put anything you want in your sushi. That's what's so great. If you want to put any type of meat, you can, but you also don't have to. You could add some, raw salmon or cooked salmon even. Shrimp would be great in here. This is our go-to. This is the one that we know the majority of our family loves.
It's basically the California roll.
Yeah, it's basically the California roll. Wait, California roll doesn't have cream cheese, so
without cream cheese, yeah.
So it probably has another little name for it, but we're not sure what it is.
You won't put this on until you close it, because you can't.
Oh, so
It just popped out. Maybe I had a little too full.
okay.
So you have to.
So
it's
Ben's
kind
gonna
of tough
close
to
it.
close it.
And then add that on. A little cap on the end.
And you twist
And then he
it,
twists it just until it makes it nice and tight and packs it in there so it's ready to be pushed out onto your seaweed wrapper. And again, you just get a feel for it and you know what you're doing. You can feel when it's ready. And here it goes.
Ooh.
Ooh. You gotta...
Oh, that was long.
That was long. What happened
I
there?
put a little extra. And also, these are shorter than we're used to.
These are shorter wrappers than what we're used to. We're actually really excited to try these.
I could taste it. It's really
You can already
salty,
taste it,
yeah.
yes. So my sister-in-law, she pretty much introduced us to being able to make sushi at home. She told us how easy it was to get all the ingredients, and she said the very best seaweed to purchase is the seasoned seaweed, and that's what we have here. He could just cut off the end of this piece, and it would be a nice little rice roll without any seaweed on it.
Kids always like to eat them while we're waiting.
Yeah, it's true. It's a little snack while you're while you're making your dinner. So that's all it is. You just keep rolling them up.
See, that one was short.
Yeah, that's okay though. You get the hang of it as you do it. Usually by the end, they're nice and pretty and perfect. But like I said, we're using different seaweed today than we're used to. Kinley is our only kid that won't eat them exactly like this. Kinley, how do you like your sushi?
I like to have only cucumber, rice, and cream cheese.
Cucumber, rice, and cream cheese. That is Kinley's sushi of choice. So Ben always makes her a special roll at the end.
It's the twisty part.
So this kind of shows you the twisty part.
So when it's in there, you twist it to here, and then you can push it to compact it.
So you twist till it's all the way in there, and then you push a little bit to compact it. That's what makes it this nice, perfect roll, and it makes this sticky rice get all stucky together. Stucky together. Okay, we'll watch you make one more.
Should we make one for Kinley?
Yeah, let's make a Kinley roll right now. Put the rice on both sides, however much you like. You can pack it nice and full if you'd rather have more rice, or you can keep it on a little bit less like ours. You press it down a little bit to kind of make a little channel for your food to go into.
Okay, tell us what you want, Kinley.
Cucumber.
We have made sushi when we have visitors over, and it's kind of fun because you can make a lot of different types, and everybody can try some, or they can even choose their own, like Kinley's doing right now. Custom-made sushi right in our kitchen.
And
That's it.
that's it.
And that's all. That's an easy one.
I keep thinking there's like broccoli or something.
I'm surprised you don't like crab meat in here because Kinley loves imitation crab meat dipped in butter.
Yeah, only like with butter.
Only with butter, she says. Okay, so Ben's gonna twist again.
Oops, I messed up. See, this happens sometimes where it doesn't hit the clip.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to make sure that it's in there. But again, you start to get the hang of it as you're going along. When we first used this, we were kind of fumbling around trying to figure it out. And then our son Nolan, he became the sushi master. But then when he left home, we're so sad we miss him. But when he left home, Ben took over as sushi master. So he's learned how to use the bazooka. Twist, twist, twist. You'll feel when it gets to the right spot to go ahead and push a little. And then you put some pressure to make sure you're compacting all that rice together to make a nice cute little roll. Remove the end.
Yeah, that looks really small.
And you put it right out on to the seaweed. Our little cucumber's trying to escape. Oh, look how cute it is. See, that one, because he didn't add quite as much rice and quite as much ingredients, was a little shorter, which is totally fine too, because it'll wrap up nice and good. Nice and cute. Gets it a little bit wet so that it will seal. And rolls it right up. Okay, perfect.
When these are ready, we'll show you how to cut them.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut our sushi.
It actually recommends
To wet your knife?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
just so it doesn't rip.
Helps it to get through the seaweed a little bit easier without ripping it and tearing it.
And like I said, this is new seaweed, so.
This seaweed seems to be a little bit thinner than our other one. We just tried some and it is so good, the salty. There, that cut pretty well.
Every time we had sushi,
We also,
it was so hard to chew the seaweed because
Yes.
it was so like thick.
we also have really terrible knives and need new knives. So yours may turn out even nicer if you have some really sharp, nice knives. So there you go. That's the little rolls. And we have some cool chopsticks that we'll show you. We have some that came from Singapore. Riley went to Singapore with his family and he brought us back chopsticks, which was really cool of him. And we're all learning how to use them better. But it's really fun to use chopsticks and make homemade sushi, and I'm just rambling. Okay, bye.
I'm a walrus.
Kinley's a walrus. Okay, so we've got all of our sushi, and Ben has doctored up his ginger and wasabi and with some soy sauce, and everybody's ready to take a bite. Ooh, good job, Kinley. Good job, Ben. What does it taste like? Kinley, you look like you're puking. Oh, the smell of the sushi?
Oh,
Over there.
Oh, Dad's
The
wasabi.
seaweed tastes different.
It is. This is seasoned seaweed. It's a little bit salty. Do you like it?
It's falling apart a lot.
It's a lot thinner.
Right? Yeah, this one's a lot thinner than what we're used to.
I'm not used to the thick seaweed. It's like hard to chew on.
Well, did Dad do a good job?
Did Mom do a good job?
Thank you.
All right. Now I want to eat.